Okay, good morning, everyone. Today I would like to present my paper about a conceptual model of counselor-led social and emotional learning, or CEL, interventions to enhance resilience in at-risk youth. My name is Lily Afzani Saidi from National Defence University of Malaysia. We go to the introduction first. Social and emotional learning, or we call CEL, is the crucial for the at-risk youth to build resilience, reduce risk behavior, and foster adaptive coping. And counselors play a key role in structured CEL's delivery. An existing model often lack of systematic and structural coherence. The aim of this study is to map in the interdependence of CEL strategies using ISM and MIC, or MIC. They have two objectives on this study. The first is to determine counselor-led social and emotional learning interventions to enhance resilience in at-risk youth based on expert consensus. And the second one is to propose counselor-led social and emotional learning interventions to enhance resilience in at-risk youth based on expert consensus. We go to the literature review. We have the several authors that actually focus on the study of the social emotional learning and the counselor competency. We go the first one from the author from Ahmed et al. Focus on meta-analysis, CEL improve academic performance, reduce distress, and conduct problems. And the gap identification from the study is limited contextualization for at-risk youth in diverse culture setting. The second one from the Evans 2017, CEL intervention yield long-term benefit up to 18 years, including mental health and reduced risk. But the gap identification from this study is the lack structured model to sustain outcome across contexts. By the way, from France et al. 2020, our pilot study program enhanced well-being of Obogrenal youth in the boarding school, and the gap identified from this study is the pilot focus not widely replicate in the institutional counseling. And Gary et al. Gender equality and CEL in adolescents identify in development and resilience focus on gender not fully integrated into the counselor-led framework. And from the IPH et al., a national survey, 1 in 5 adolescents in Malaysia face depression and anxiety. But the gap identification from this study is highlight needs for the structured interventions in a Malaysia context. Basak et al. 2022, ISM MIC used in education leadership for teacher competency, but rarely applied in CEL opportunity to structure CEL intervention. Gimbert et al. 2023, importance of educator competence in effective CEL delivery, but the focus on the teacher, but counselor structured a role of underexplored. And lastly, from Scohart, Rachel, global interview of the CEL as foundation framework for education, but the gap identification from the study is the broad overview, like apply systematic modeling of the CEL strategy. We go to the methodology. We have 4 steps from this study. Based on the slide approaches using ISM and MIC analysis. We use 7 experts, 7 professionals from the counseling fields and education. The first step is identify 8 CEL competence from the literature reviews and expert. The second is develop SSIM and reachability metrics. The third one is the create ISM hierarchical model. And the last is MIC classification, driver dependent links and interdependence. From the figure, from the left behind is the process that actually researcher used on this study. Approaches and the key action, we have 8 approaches. The first is emotional awareness development. The second is the self-regulations coaching. The third is empathy enhancement training. The fourth, positive relationship skill building. And the goal setting and responsibility decision making, counselor as the cell role model, family involvement, and trauma informed. The key action actually based on the approach that we find from the literature review and from the expert that we have choose from this study. From the finding for ISM and MICMAC, ISM hierarchy, driver positive relationship skills, family involvement, links in emotional awareness, empathy, and goal setting depends on the self-regulation and trauma-informed, and the outcome is the counselor as the cell role model. MICMAC analysis in the quadrant 4, driver, relationship, and the family. Quadrant 3, links, awareness, empathy, and goal setting. Quadrant 2 is dependent based on self-regulation and trauma-informed. The key finding from this study is relationship skills and the family involvement is the foundational driver for the cell. And emotional awareness, empathy, and goal setting is the dynamic link between each other. Self-regulation and trauma-informed is dependent outcome, and the counselor will emerge as a culmination of the other strategy. Future recommendation from the study is the conduct longitudinal study on the relationship and the family driver, and the second is to explore qualitative perspective from the counselor, families, and youth. Dependent implementations of links, variables, awareness, empathy, and goal setting. Incorporate biopsychosocial measure, use the HRV or behavioral technique, replicate model in diverse contexts, juvenile, refuge, foster care, and so on. Integrated digital and gamified cell tool. Conclusion from the study, we have the several conclusions. First is developed conceptual ISM MICMAC mode of cell intervention is highlight systematic structure of the 8 cell components. The foundation focus on the relationship and the family involvement is very important, and dependent outcome is self-regulation and trauma-informed, provide structure guidance for the counselor lead intervention, and offer evidence-informed framework for enhanced resilient in at-risk use. Thank you for your listening. Thank you so much, and have a good day to the conference. Thank you.